Palestinian woman wins £30,000 LGBTQ plus film award.
Who's Daniel Boland? Oh, Daniel Boland, this is a heavy hitter. Do you guys know who this is?
A Palestinian woman has won the world's largest LGBTQ plus short film award. See, this is the kind of story that really warms my cockles. And isn't that what the Daniel Boland show is all about? Warmed cockles.
I make your bollocks tingle.
This really is a glass half full channel. We always say that every cloud has a silver lining here on the Daniel Boland show. A silver lining or a translucent haze, which sometimes allows some of the diffracted light through it. It's a rainbow. It shows rainbows are gay. You know, some of you, frankly, are being such pessimists, such Debbie Downers about this whole Palestine thing, that you're overlooking the glimpses of hope like the one I'm bringing you today in today's story about a Palestinian woman who has won the largest, no less, the largest LGBTQ short film award in the world. The award's absolutely massive. Part of the ceremony is the winners, they have to carry it home on their shoulder like Atlas. Ugh, you know, it's a massive ball of plaster of Paris, the award. And you'd think it would be, it's called the Iris Award. You'd think it would be in the shape of an iris, the flower, right? Or the eye, right? The Iris Award. Well, it's not actually. It's a giant plaster of Paris Jap's eye with little cherubs playing all over it. Lovely. Dima Hamdan said she was deeply honoured to receive the £30,000 2024 Iris Prize. Yeah, I'd sure feel honoured if someone gave me £30,000. Which reminds me, link to my Patreon under this video if you want to help out with the channel. I'll feel honoured. Honoured to receive the £30,000 2024 Iris Prize, because it was both the Oscars of the LGBTQ plus short film world. The Oscars of the LGBTQ plus short film world. Dad, I've been invited to the Oscars of the LGBTQ plus short film world.
I have no son!
The LGBTQ plus short film world? I think you mean universe. And it comes from a community that has increasingly voiced its support for Palestine in recent years. Yep. The LGBTQ plus community and the Palestinians are real tight, okay? They've got each other's backs, so to speak, you know? They really are in a symbiotic relationship, you know? I'm convinced that if turkeys could speak, you could find enough of them to vote for Christmas. Former Plaid Cymru leader Adam Price. Ah, Plaid Cymru. If there is anything gayer than the LGBTQ plus short film awards, it is Welsh independence politics. Good one, Danny. You'll be on if I got news for you in no time. Adam Price, who chaired the international jury, called blood like water an important reminder that queer people exist everywhere. Careful, Adam, that almost sounds like a PSA. Queer people exist everywhere, including in Palestine at a time of war and occupation. Now, you may call me a cynic.
I'm the twat.
You may call me a cynical twat.
A dwad.
But the fact of the matter is, I feel that sometimes these groups, like the Iris Film Festival, okay, do whatever they can. Now, no matter how honourable the beginnings were, right? Their initial what they set out to do. It's a bit like Greenpeace that set out to reduce nuclear stockpiling and whaling. You know, they kind of achieved that, and then they were like, well, what do we do now? Because we've got this massive organisation. Well, let's say the world's on fire, you know? And that's what Greenpeace did. I feel like the Irish Film Festival when they noticed that Pride Month is over. And it's kind of autumny, and nobody's being as gay as they were in the summer. And people are paying a little bit too much attention to the Gaza conflict. The war in Gaza, damn it. That's not really about us, is it? They probably say in their board meetings. How can we make Palestine about LGBTQ and the Irish Film Festival? I know, we'll fund a load of films, or we'll showcase a load of films about Palestine and LGBTQ, and that way everyone will start talking about us again, and the government won't retract all of the funds that they give us. You know, that's just me, though. I could be totally wrong. Maybe there's nothing cynical about anything they're doing. There's no reason to be like me.
Hamdan is a self-taught filmmaker and journalist based in Berlin.
Ah, another self-taught filmmaker and journalist. They all are, for some reason, self-taught, aren't they? These autistic, loner artist types.
You haven't got any friends, have you?
The dark room was the only place I found solace. I'll be in my room painting.
Homo things.
According to the festival, her film tells the story of Shadi, who embarks on a secret adventure.
Ooh, a secret adventure.
Something gay, no doubt.
This Shadi character sounds kind of shady to me.
And accidentally drags his family into a trap.
Oh, so the antics of Shady Shadi get his family caught in a trap. Some kind of booby trap, no doubt. Now that is arousing my attention. It's sounding like an episode of Lassie, or a really short 13-minute episode of Lassie, or Skippy the Bush Kangaroo. I wonder what a Gaza version, or Gaza version, should I say, of Skippy or Lassie would be like. You know, what would they have in lieu of a kangaroo or a collie? They could have a camel, I guess. But that'd be... I mean, imagine a camel, though, trying to save people from a well. It wouldn't give a fuck, would it? Just be like, biting and, you know, kicking and... I don't like camels. It's set in the Middle East, though, so I don't know, what else could you have? I guess you could have a genie. An LGBTQ plus genie. Ooh, he's rubbing me lantern.
And accidentally drags his family into a trap where they only have two choices. Collaborate with the Israeli occupation.
Well, no, I don't think so. They're the bad guys. Duh, we don't collaborate with them.
Or be shamed and humiliated by their own people.
Ah, I see. When you say shamed and humiliated, do you mean like kind of situation where the neighbours sort of look at you a bit funny in church? You know, there's whispers, curtain twitching, that kind of thing.
I wonder how many more beautiful young gay men will be driven away from this village by your scorn.
Or are we... Is it more of a, you know, is there going to be stones? Are there going to be very tall buildings? That's when it would make the decision, you know. Then it's kind of a dilemma, I've got to be honest.
Reacting to the prize, Hamdan said, "It is difficult to celebrate personal achievements when the most televised and live-streamed war in human history has dragged on for a year with no end in sight."
God, I know exactly how she feels. It's so annoying, isn't it, when, you know, you're trying to make a film about LGBTQ plus in Palestine, and everyone's just so focused on all the death and destruction in Palestine and not on you winning an award about, you know, some gay guy in Palestine. It's so... It's like, I'll tell you what it reminds me of. In fact, I've got it right here. The day I got my silver YouTube plaque, one of my friend's brothers, who was a total fuck-up, right? And it was just a question of time, really. He OD'd. And the timing couldn't have been worse, frankly. I didn't make a big scene or anything, but it's like I was trying to tell everyone that I got my plaque and showing it to everyone, and people said, you know, it wasn't the time or the place, you know, at the wake. And
in order to survive these dark times, I find strength by envisioning a future when all of this will be over.
Oh, don't talk like that, Hamdan. think of all the LGBTQ plus people in Gaza. What would they do without all of your lovely films? Oh, she was talking about the war.
In that vision, I take solace knowing that the Iris Film Prize, its wonderful team and the jury will hold a special place in my heart for standing with us and helping to amplify our voices.
What?
In that vision, I take solace knowing that the Iris Film Prize, its wonderful team and the jury will hold a special place in my heart for standing with us and helping to amplify our voices.
Don't understand.
Festival director Berwin Rowlands
Louis Breffy Gay Liberation Front. Me.
said he was proud that the event shared stories not necessarily covered by the mainstream.
The mainstream media, they make me sick the way they don't make absolutely everything about LGBTQ+.
He added, this year the filmmakers have focused on the more serious aspect of LGBTQ+ life.
Well, that sounds like my kind of weekend away. A gay film festival in Wales, and all the films are really serious.
Although many are dark, there is still hope.
Hope for what? That there's going to be like a not so dark one? A gay comedy? That might be alright, you know. And this is the Oscars, they say. The Oscars of the LGBTQ+ short film world. I'd like to see the Razzies of the LGBTQ+ short film world. Now that does sound like a good weekend. Anyway, do you want to see the official trailer for Blood Like Water? Of course you do.
Lisa, what are you doing? Don't go.
Yeah, well, that looks riveting. I don't know. I just think that a load of gay Schindler's Lists aren't going to, you know, if their message is to spread all of the gayness, then I guess, you know, I would prefer to see, I don't know, like gay Rambo, Gaybo, all right? Transformers, the lesbionic woman. Something like that. I don't know. Anyway, if you've enjoyed the video, which I'm sure you must have if you've got this far, then give it a like. Let the algorithm know that you've enjoyed it. And let me know what you thought in the comments. And share this video everywhere with all your friends and family, especially gay ones. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and help out with the channel by joining my Patreon and getting access to some exclusive videos and early access videos. Probably this video was on Patreon first, let's face it. YouTube aren't going to be best pleased with this production. So I think that's all I've got to say for today's video. Cue the outro. I'll see you in the next one.
So obvious, right? We can say literally anybody, any person can wear makeup, jewelry, earrings, a skirt, a dress, so therefore these things don't have genders. And when I tell people that, they obviously agree, like, yeah, I could be wearing a skirt right now. But then so many brands tell me, well, even though I agree with you, and then there's a disconnect, and they won't degender their product lines. And what I'm curious is, how could you believe that, understand that this is a fact, and yet still continue to be committed to making men's garments and women's garments.
When I'm working with retailers, the problem that a lot of people have is that the system that's in place for the online retail, so there's the men's section and the women's section, they don't have anything already implemented to cross over products. And they tell me the technical side of it is that, oh, the software just can't go between, it's quite archaic. But I'm like, how is your software archaic and you want to believe in the future and a vision, but you can't implement a structure that allows the product to be seen across both gender profiles?
Isn't it absurd that they can speak about the metaverse and like virtual reality before removing a binary option on their websites, right? It's a question for me not about feasibility, but about priority. Under the pretense of technical difficulties, what they're actually obfuscating there is entrenched homophobia and transphobia. These companies all want the aesthetics of LGBTQ communities, but don't actually care about our lives. And that's a bigger history of extraction in the fashion industry, where LGBTQ people are mined as inspiration, but not actually.
In impotence and in potence, in quiet solitude or blasting across the alkali flats in a jet-powered, monkey-navigated... And it goes on like this.